While I'm bouncing around between all these different places and chaos is surrounding me, I get this feeling that I need to be calm. So I let go of my ego, submitted to the trip, and immediately everything went black. And looking back, I'm not sure if it really went black or if I just forgot how I transitioned to this next phase, but it felt like I was now in a higher realm. If you've ever seen Alex Gray artwork before, or if you've been in the domain of an entity yourself, it was like that. I was inside of a sphere and there was tan squares with white trim and gold symbols on each square. And this grid covered the inside of the entire sphere. And from my perspective, it was vast. And in the center were two circles of symbols that were rotating around and intersecting each other. But unlike an Alex Gray painting, it was empty. There was no entities to talk to or gain wisdom from. And once I realized this, I heard a voice say, "You will never meet other entities. This is your domain. You are meant to become an entity one day. Remember this." And to me, it came across as eventually I would become an entity and people could come and visit or talk to me on DMT, which definitely plays on a certain part of my ego, but at the same time, it felt like too big of a task. And it's hard to describe the feeling I had after I heard this. I felt really encouraged, actualized, and I also felt this deep-seated confidence in myself that I had never felt before. But at the same time, I was incredibly nervous because I had no idea what to do with this information. To me, it felt like this was the ultimate trip. And I opened my eyes before actually coming down. I was still tripping, but it was too much to process, and I started to cry for about a good 5 minutes. The beauty of it all, being in that domain, and the information that I was told, it was all too much for me to process in that state of mind. Whatever you see on DMT feels real, and it feels more real than this reality. My intuition told me that I had just heard God's voice. And something else I noticed on DMT is that there is this internal gauge of how far up you've gone and where you are relative to where you could be. And it felt like to me that right on the other side of this domain was God's domain. And it felt like no matter which path you take, everything is on its way back to the source of DMT. And I'm still not completely sure how to integrate that experience, and I think about it often. It's the one trip that I think about the most. Anyway, this is the end of your path. Click on the intro link to start over, or click on the outro link to finish up.